This is a short lecture about how you use the infinitive and the ingform. The infinitive is often used the same way as in Swedish. For example, att titta is to look, or it's easy to speak English. Note that when you use the words never and not, you always have to put these before the two. For example, it is stupid not to try, or it's important never to give up. The infinitive is also used after question words such as how, what, when, where, and who. For example, I don't know how to thank you, or I have no idea where to go. Infinitive is also used after verbs such as allow, ask, cause, expect, like, permit, tell, want, and wait for. For example, they expect us to do it. Here's a list of verbs that always are followed by the to infinitive, and these you just have to learn by heart. Agree, appear, arrange, attempt, can afford, care, choose, claim, consent, decide, empower, seem, tend, threaten, fail, hope, learn, manage, mean, offer, plan, pretend, promise, refuse, volunteer, want, and wish. And then we have the bare infinitive, in Swedish ren infinitiv, meaning that if you want to use it as, you can use it in different ways, such as have, when you want to say låta in Swedish, se till att, or let, if you want to have the sense of permit after make, you want to make someone do something. For example, please let me watch TV. I'm sorry that I made you cry. Then you don't have any to in the infinitive form. With these verbs, the following verb is a bare infinitive. That means that there is no to between the verbs, and this you need to remember. And then we have the ing form, also known as the gerund. Many English learners make the mistake of using the to infinitive instead of the ing form and the other way around. The ing form, however, is used after certain verbs such as avoid, enjoy, finish, cannot help, go on, keep, mind, quit, risk, and stop. And all these verbs you just have to learn by heart so that you know when you have to use the ing form. Examples are: I cannot help falling in love with you, I enjoy fishing, I keep reminding myself that I need to finish my homework in time. The ing form is also used after prepositions such as at, in, and on. Examples are: she went out without bringing her handbag. The ing form is also used after busy, like it's no good or no use, and worth. For example, I like being alone sometimes. And that's just a list of verbs that are followed by the ing form always, and it's the same with this, you just have to learn them. It's admit, appreciate, avoid, burst out, cannot help, cannot stand, carry on, confess, consider, deny, detest, dislike, enjoy, fancy, favor, finish, give up, imagine, involve, keep on, or keep, mind, miss, postpone, practice, put off, quit, recall, repent, resent, resist, risk, and suggest. There are certain expressions as well that are followed by the ing form. For example, as I said earlier, it's no use or it's no good, there's no point in, it's worth or it's not worth, have difficulty or have no difficulty, a waste of money or a waste of time, or spend time or waste time. And here are a couple of sentences that I would like you to translate. And if you want to, you can stop the film while you do your work. And here are the right answers. We must consider giving homeless people some place to live. I cannot see any difficulty solving the problem. They deny writing the leaflet. She can never imagine gambling about money. And the last one is she doesn't want to work with anything concerning killing animals. And then we have the progressive ing form, which is usually described used to describe something that's going on in progress. That's why it's called a progressive. Something that's going on at the moment of speaking, or something that was going on at some other point in time in the past, or something that will be going on sometime in the future. For example, we choose to have dinner at the steakhouse because we might want to go dancing afterwards. There are some special cases. That means there are verbs that can be both ingform and the to infinitive, but then they have different meaning. You have stop or go on doing. You stop or continue an action. She stopped smoking, or they went on playing as nothing happened. And you have stop to do and go on to do. That's when you stop doing something and start doing something else. For example, she stopped to look at the display in the window, or she went on to describe the details of the painting. We have try doing and try to do. Try doing is if you want to express that what you're doing is an experiment or a try. Example is, why don't you try putting an ad in the paper? Try to do then if you try to do something and it often succeeds. He tried to convince her that he was right. Need doing, you use when an object needs to be treated somehow. My car needs washing. But need to do is when a person needs something. I need to find a job, for example. And then we have be or get used to doing, that you use when something that you're getting used to doing. I'll never get used to getting up early in the morning. Should be in the morning there, and there's a spelling error. And then used to do is what you use when you talk about what you used to do in the past. When I lived in England, I used to drive on the left, for example. And to finish off, here are a couple of translations. And again, you can stop the film in order to write your sentences. And here are the answers. They stopped talking about politics. They went on to discuss the upcoming holiday. Sandra stopped to look at the beautiful scenery. The big family need to buy a big house, and they used to take long walks along the beach. And that ends this lecture about the infinitive and the ing form.